the Last Shark on top by a length and a half. At the rail second, that is Q-Rock, driven by Mandy Jones. Up on the outside third now. Second and going after the leader, that's He's No Sweetie, driven by Courtney Macon. At the rail fourth, that's this time driven by Jennifer Main. And the last horse, Better's Choice, driven by Ann Russell. First quarter paced in 30 and 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's the Last Shark with the lead. On the outside second, pouring on the pressure is He's No Sweetie. Along the rail third is Q-Rock. Fourth, it is this time, and the last horse is Better's Choice. 5 pacers well bunched as they race down toward the half-mile mark. That's Lauren Harmon and the Last Shark, bringing the horses down to the half. At the rail second, that's Q-Rock. On the outside third, that's He's No Sweetie. At the rail fourth this time, and the last horse is Better's Choice. First half paced in 101 and 2/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is the Last Shark. The closest horse second is Q-Rock. Third is this time. Racing in there fourth is Better's Choice, and the last horse is He's No Sweetie. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark now, Jennifer Main is out and on the move with this time. Still with the lead is the Last Shark. At the rail second is Q-Rock. On the outside third this time, Better's Choice is moving up a closer fourth. The last horse, He's No Sweetie. 3/4 in 131 and 3/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's the Last Shark with the lead. Still racing second is Q-Rock, with this time racing in their third and Better's Choice in the outside fourth. As they race for home, it's the Last Shark, and here comes Q-Rock on the outside. The Last Shark and Q-Rock. The Last Shark and Q-Rock. It's going to be the Last Shark, and here the outcome. Q-Rock up for second, Better's Choice for third.
Okay, I apologize. We seem to have lost our stream again for a little bit.
201 and 3/5.
But I hope I got the whole 12th race in there for you. The Spring Haven Farm Ladies driving series looked like the Last Shark. Looked like the Last Shark and Lauren Harmon.
If you'll get out some tickets, we'll have another drawing here. Next winning ticket number is 3974930. That's 3974930.
Okay, we're trying to follow the winner of that race, the 2-horse. The Last Shark. Like the rest of the Harmon families came over on the Gator to greet Lauren in the winner's circle.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle, where one of the winners go. Coming in from Centerville, Michigan, comes number 2, the Last Shark. Owned and trained by Gary Clark and driven to victory this afternoon by Lauren Harmon. And the Harmon family are having quite an afternoon here at the Williams County Fair. The fly sheet again is courtesy of the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association.
They're very young.
That's a big hand here for the Harmons and the Last Shark. And to the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association, the donors of the fly sheet.
A very young girl at the head of that horse.
From the top. Number 1, Q-Rock was second. Number 2, the Last Shark was the winner. Number 3, He's No Sweetie was 5th. Number 4, this time was 4th. And number 5, Better's Choice was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 30 and 2/5. The half was in 101 and 2/5. The 3 quarters in 131 and 3/5. With a mile in 201 and 3/5. From the top it should read 2:15.43 on the bottom. The mile in 201 and 3/5. In the upcoming race 13, number 2, Cash Eris. The driver will be Louis Levan. Louis Levan will drive number 2, Cash Eris.
Okay, I am back. So it sounds like our Harmon family gathered yet another win.
Yep.
I think that puts them up to 4 spread across the 3 that are driving. So Lauren takes the second and last division of the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series. And I want to say, let me flip back to my program. Yes, and Krista took the first. And of course, like we had said, Don has made his own way into the winner's circle twice this afternoon. In the 10th and 11th, back to back. And right there, and the 12th goes to Lauren.
There was a very young girl that came in and unchecked that horse. She had to stand up on her tiptoes to uncheck, so she looked like she was very familiar with the horses too. So maybe there's another one coming along.
13th.
We did drop our stream for a little bit there, but you didn't miss any races, so we just keep glancing back from the camera and seeing if the green light is on, because that's a good sign when the green light is on. What do we got coming up here for the 13th?
13th is the one and only division of the 2-year-old filly trot. Definitely one I look forward to, because you never know how it's going to go.
All right. Well, we've got 2 that are up in the standings. We've got Mount Bella, who has the 4-hole, is 4th in the Ohio Fair Championship points, and We Do That's Right is sitting 3rd. So 2 horses that are well positioned to race for $40,000 on October 9th. October 9th is going to be quite the night at Dayton Raceway, because we have the Fair Championship. So we're going to be doing a Saturday night live at the races program, so you'll get to see all those. And we're also hosting 20 charities, and this will be the first time having a charity night at Dayton. So it's going to be exciting. It's amazing how the charities that come, and most of the people that come with a charity, they get to bring like up to 10 people. And most of them have never been at the harness races before, and we make sure that they get to see all the stuff. We get them back in the paddock. We take a picture with the horse that they are going to be racing, quote unquote racing that night. We get them in the starting gate. They get to talk about their charity in the winner's circle, and then of course we have the 2 big races, and they get to go home with money. The better their horse races, the more money they get to take home. So it's quite thrilling for these people that come and see harness racing, for many of them probably the first time ever.
Yep. And so, yeah, like you said, this is our first time doing a charity night at Dayton, but we just finished up our 9th annual at Scioto. And one of my favorites, like we said, a lot of these people, I mean, at Scioto, we do have some returners every year, but one group, it was Crohn's and Colitis. Crohn's and Colitis, she said she always sends interns, but she came this year and had the best time and said she will not be sending interns anymore.
They do have, the people do have a lot of fun. We always have a meal for them at night, and they stay all night. It is a lot of fun. So if any of you out there want to be hosts for a charity night at Dayton, please contact Ashley Daly at our office, because we need people. And especially at Dayton, because these people have not been to the races
And
before.
they're big groups.
Big
they are
groups.
big groups, so
Yep.
we would like to have at least a couple hosts per charity. And so what that entails, if you are a host, you have to have a very good working knowledge of our industry, and you sit and just kind of entertain and hold conversation with our charities, as well as keeping them on track, because again, it's not like we just sit there. We really put them into what we do every single night and what we do for a living, and so keep them on track as far as schedule and just kind of answer any questions, because I'm going to assume that there are going to be quite a few good questions coming out of this group, because again, first charity night at Dayton. But even besides that, we do need help as far as taking them to and fro the starting gate and things like that. There's many options, and we appreciate all the help that we could possibly get.
Yeah, so just shoot Ashley an email.
So if no one knows, my email is adailey, and my last name is spelled Daily as in DAILEY at ohha.com.
And if you happen to forget her email,
Hudson
it is on our
post word
website.
for race 13.
Is it?
This is the 2-year-old.
I don't think it is
trial.
yet.
Going
I haven't
for
checked for a
purse of
while. I don't know.
$10,415 and a flight sheet courtesy of the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association. Number 1 is Cindy's Commando L. Alma Levan Stables in Woodstock, Ohio. Rosemary Levan of Lewistown, Ohio. Megan Levan of Woodstock, Ohio. Max Perry of Cable, Ohio. Trained and delivered by Hank Levan. Number 2 is Case Eris, owned by David Beach of Berlin, Ohio. Trained by Hank Levan of Louis Levan. Number 3 is Shonda, owned by Moses Flowers Jr. of Jackson, Mississippi. Trained and delivered by Derek Flowers. Number 4 is Mount Darren Henry of Lipstick, Ohio, trained and delivered by Pierce Henry. Number 5 is We Go, That's Right, by Brian Boring of Adrian, Michigan, Jennifer Palmer of LaSalle, Michigan, trained by Brian Boring. The driver is Greg Bateson. Number 6 is We Love Lucy, by Gary Golan of Molina, Ohio, trained and delivered by Jay Cross. At number 7 is Just Believe, by Bill Webb of Defiance, Diamond DP Standard Breaks of Kettleville, Indiana, Doug Wright out of Winchester, Indiana, trained by Bill Webb, the driver Don Harmon.
It's kind of funny, the sun must be going down behind the grandstand because we've got a shadow over about 2/3 of the track, and I don't know, I couldn't tell which horses were there when they were coming into that shadow, so I'm not sure if you got to see them, or it's a little hard in the shadow.
We are over. Post time was 1, right?
Yes.
Everything's running together. We are over 3 hours in, kind of getting towards the back end of our 16 race program here in Montpelier.
Horse stables. I just could finally read that on their horse stables, but I do believe that is the
Right, is it
probably
riding horses? I think
4-H horses over there.
I do too, because
Yeah.
I saw some kids in the arena right beside it earlier. Today marks 6 months of employment for me.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So, Frank, if you're still tuning in, I can officially smack you, according to Susan.
Marcel lining up down the backside on the Whittley.
That's what I told her.
Cindy's Commando L. Then comes Case Eris, Shonda, Montbella, We Go, That's Right, We Love Lucy on the outside in the first tier. 1 trailer, Just Believe. They're at the post. Starting gate is rolling down. Here they come. They're off and trotting. That's We Go, That's Right on the outside. outside, and Kay Sheriff along the rail battling for the early lead. Along the rail third, that's Sandy's Commando Well. Shonda trots up fourth. Moving up fifth now, it's Mount Bella. Racing in there sixth along the rail, that's Just Believe, and the last horse is We Love Lucy. As they head down the backside, the race over toward that quarter-mile mark. Now Kay Sheriff goes off stride. That's We Go, that's right, driven by Greg Bateson with the lead. About 4 lengths back, second is Shonda, driven by Derek Flowers. Third along the rail, that's Sandy's Commando Well, driven by Hank Levan. Racing fourth is Mount Bella, driven by Pierce Henry. Fifth is We Just Believe, driven by Don Herman. Moving up on the outside, sixth is Kay Sheriff, driven by Louis Levan. The last horse, We Love Lucy, driven by Jay Cross. First quarter was trotted in 32 seconds. That's We Go, that's right with the lead. Still trying to get in there. Second is Shonda. Third along the rail, Sandy's Commando Well. Moving up on the outside, fourth now comes Mount Bella. Along the rail, fifth, that is Just Believe. On the outside, six, Kay Sheriff. The last horse on the move is We Love Lucy. Seventh fillies pretty well bunched as the race past the half-mile mark. That's We Go, that's right by 2 lengths over Shonda with Mount Bella on the outside third. First half trotted in 106. As they round the turn now to head down the backside and race over that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is We Go, that's right. At the rail second is Shonda. On the outside third is Mount Bella. Along the rail fourth, Sandy's Commando Well. At the rail fifth, that's Just Believe. Moving up sixth on the outside is We Love Lucy, and the last horse is Kay Sheriff. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's We Go, that's right by 2 lengths over Shonda with on the outside Mount Bella. 3/4 in 137 and 2/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's We Go, that's right by 4 lengths. Still racing second is Shonda. On the outside third, Mount Bella. Moving up on the Bella racetrack, fourth now comes Just Believe. As they race for home, that's We Go, that's right. Shonda, Mount Bella, and Just Believe. Past the stands, it's gonna be We Go, that's right. Mount Bella up for second, tight for third between Shonda and Just Believe. A mile and 2:07.
Race 13. 2-year-old filly trotters goes in 2:07 to We Go, that's right, with Greg Bateson. That is now 10 lifetime starts and 8 of those as wins.
If you'll get out your tickets, we'll have another drawing here. The next winning number is 397-4874. That's 397-4874.
Should be, there she is, making her way back to the winner's circle.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Adrian in LaSalle, Michigan, comes number 5, We Go, that's right. All by Brian Boring and Jennifer Vollmer, trained by Brian Boring, and driven to victory this afternoon by Greg Bateson. Fly sheet for this race, again, courtesy of the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association. That's really here for Brian Boring, Jennifer Vollmer, Greg Bateson, and We Go, that's right.
That makes 4 in a row. For We Go, that's right. And the last 3 of those have all had Greg Bateson in the sulky.
And the official placings for race 13 from the top. Number 1, Sandy's Commando Well was 5th. Number 2, Cage Eris was 7th. Number 3, Shonda was 4th. Number 4, Montpelier was 2nd. Number 5, We Go, That's Right, was the winner. Number 6, We Love Lucy was 6th. And number 7, Just Believe was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 32 seconds. The half was in 106. The 3 quarters in 137 and 2/5 with a mile in 207. From the top it should read 574, 216. 3 on the bottom, a mile in 207. In the upcoming race 14, number 2, Imagine It. The driver will be Jay Cross. Jay Cross will drive number 2, Imagine It. Number 5, Rockin' Airway. The driver will be Jason Merriman. Jason Merriman driving number 5, Rockin' Airway.
Now again in this upcoming race is the 3-year-old Colt Pace. Purse $10,035, so one division of the 3-year-old Colt Pacers, just 6 in it. Calvin L., who you were talking about
yes,
earlier.
I was talking about him earlier.
Is sitting first in the OFC points, so I'm sure that we will see Calvin L. in those fair championships. And Imagine It is 5th. Now, do we have a new driver on Imagine It?
We do, Jay Cross.
Okay. And Rockin' Airway is going to be?
Jason Merriman.
All right, so 2 drivers. This is a talented field. And Calvin L. has 26 starts, 7 wins, 6 seconds, and 5 thirds. Earnings of $38,000 just this year, $71,000 lifetime. Has a record of 54-4, taken at Scioto Downs. Rockin' Airway, who has the 5-hole, 20 starts, 4 wins, 4 seconds, 3 thirds. Earnings of $28,000 and a mark of 55-4. And this is a good bunch of colts. Pulling the strings, 18 starts, 3 wins, 4 seconds, 6 thirds, a mark of 53-2 at Miami Valley. Imagine It has a mark of 53. The only one in the race who hasn't hit the winner's circle yet this year is the rail horse, and I quote, who has had 15 starts this year, 2 seconds and 4 thirds. But this is a good bunch of colts.
So currently, yeah, we just had a tie earlier in the afternoon. The trot record. Oh wait, we're Pacers. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, well, pacing record is CC Spice in 1:57-1.
Is that the 3-year-old or the overall?
That is both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah, so she was a 3-year-old when it was set, but it is the all age.
I noticed that at quite a few fairs that the 3-year-old Colt Pacers is generally kind of what you think of as the fastest division, except for the Signature Series. They're sometimes faster, but 3-year-old Colt Pacers is a lot of times they hold that divisional record, but they are the holder of the overall pacing record at that track.
But I do have to say, so CC Spices was a filly.
Oh.
Yep, so it's
okay.
actually a filly who does hold, which I'm going to say you really don't see too often, just because the colts tend to be a tick faster in both trotters and pacers.
Do we have a 3-year-old Colt Pacer record?
Yes,
at Montpelier?
1:57-3, so super similar, but off 2/10. Or 2/5, excuse me, not 2/10.
That's one thing. Bill Peters keeps a lot of these records for the Ohio Fair Racing Conference tracks, and he does have some places we don't have all the divisions, but most of the ones that Bill does, we do have those divisions.
I know, it's actually, I'm looking at all of our records right now, and the 2-year-old Colt Pacers, there's a 3-way tie.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and 1:59-3, set in 2004, 2016, and 2020. Noble, Jetta, Dancing Fever, and Rally Your Crew. So a 3-way tie for 2-year-old Colt Pacers. And the 2-year-old Colt Trotters, there's just a 2-way tie. Susan, are you ready to hear about our last history-making horse? Ava Way. So September 10th, 1958, Ava Way won both heats of the 3-year-old trot in 2:15 and 2:16 with C.M. Moody driving. 2 days later, Ava Way won the first heat of the Class 17 trot at Montpelier in 2:15 with Moody still behind her. Even though Ava Way was a trotter, let's hit post parade before I finish up that.
Our start printing post word for race 14. This is a 3-year-old colt pace, going for a purse of $10,035 and a fly sheet courtesy of the Williams County Harness Horsemen's Association. Number 1 is And I Quote, on trained by Greg Bateson of Toledo. Number 2 is Imagine It, owned by Rick Kopp of Hillsdale, Michigan, trained by Ken Wilcox, the driver Jay Cross. Number 3 is Pulling the Strings, owned by Kerry Rain of Rockford, Ohio, Steve Boroff of Minden, Ohio, trained by Steve Boroff, the driver Kerry Rain. Number 4 is Tugging on My Heart, owned by the Deer Lake Stables LLC of Osseo, Michigan, trained by Thad Doty, the driver Pierce Henry. Number 5 is Rockin' Airway, owned by Miller Racing Stable, Chris Gilbert and Jordan Gilbert of Greenville, Ohio, and Amazing Racing Stable, Middle Point, Ohio, trained by Ryan Miller, the driver Jason Merriman. Number 6 is Calvin L, owned by Levan Stables Incorporated of Woodstock, Ohio, trained and driven by Hank Levan.
So kind of finish up my thought on Ava Way. So she won many races here, but even though she was a trotter, she was later bred to the pacer Steady Bow. And the offspring ended up being Steady Star.
Oh, my.
Yep. On October 1st, 1971, free-legged Steady Star broke Brett Hanover's world record for pacer by 1 3/5 seconds. With 1:52 time trial mark at the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky, with Joe O'Brien driving. The record stood for many years.
Joe O'Brien was kind of the master of time trials. He was a great driver trainer. That's interesting that the mare of Steady Star was a trotter, and then that her son raced free-legged pacer. That's kind of cool.
I have not seen many free-legged pacers or really trotters
Anymore.
much this year. Yeah.
Anymore, a lot of the trotters are wearing hobbles too.
So we, not all the time, but we tend to, my family tends to train free-legged, but when it comes to race day,
Down the backside
throw on our hobbles.
Coursing at the rail will be And I Quote. That comes Imagine It, Pulling the Strings, Tugging on My Heart, Rockin' Airway with Calvin L on the outside. They're at the post. Starting gate is rolling now.
Three-year-old colt pacers going for a purse of $10,035. Race 14. Headed to the start.
The year off and pacing, that's Imagine It along the rail, and on the outside, Rocket Airway battling for the early lead. Right there, third is And I Quote. Moving up fourth is Pulling the Strings. Moving up fifth is Tugging on My Heart, and the last horse is Calvin L. As they make the turn down, head down the backside to race over that quarter-mile mark. Jay Cross has Imagine It on top by